where they fall. And so I just wanted to get your final approval on these before we, and if you guys want a copy, I've got copies. Just so that we can move forward. So these are the draft. We've already reviewed them and they are,
This is the same one we've seen before, right?
yes, this is the same
Yeah.
one. we've
So are
seen
these the
before.
ranges? These are the ranges?
These are the, let me tell you, there's one for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So on this market draft, this just shows the peer organizations that we reviewed. And then it goes through all of the positions that were included in the benchmark. And it shows how many matches each position had against those 20 peer groups. And then it just looks at the minimum, the midpoint, and the maximum. And where the range spread, our range spread. And then if you will go to, we aren't, midway through the document. It's this one right here. It goes through and shows the current.
Does that give you a page number on that?
Animal control at the top.
It starts with animal control. It does
So
not give me a
second
page.
to the last.
Okay.
Second to the last.
I got it.
Okay,
And then it goes through and it indicates,
thank you.
and it indicates the minimum, midpoint, and maximum of our current grades according to the market. And this is what they used to create the new pay scale. So.
Hey.
I
That's
think they earned their
what,
money.
that's what this is. So this will just be a, public
Wow.
document that goes onto the website, so everybody can review what positions and the midpoint and maximum
For each one.
for each one, all of the positions that were included, and then the market midpoint, minimum, midpoint, and maximum.
And no names are on this and no names
No.
will be on the website, right?
No names,
Position.
just positions, correct.
Okay, any,
Not every position was taken to market, so some positions were, you know, if they have like a 1, 2, and 3, they didn't take all levels to market. You can kind of select some of them in depending on, you know, where they fall. So for example, Deputy County Attorney 1 and 3 was taken to the market, so then you can easily put in 2. So,
Interesting.
any questions?
questions? Anything from you, Steph? No. Questions, Commissioner? No.
No,
So this is not an action item. Is it something that we need to approve on a county, on a commission meeting, or will, you just looking for our approval here?
I'm
through our
just looking
website?
for your approval so that we can consider it final and put it out on the website and it's considered final.
make it public.
Yep, okay with that?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Uh-huh.
there we go.
We've had a lot of discussions on this. I think it's
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Cake's baked, you know,
That's right.
pull it out of the oven.
Okay,
Okay, our next agenda item is also with Emily and Stephanie, a discussion regarding final approval on the general employee pay grades and implementation scenario.
So here is, again, these all come from documents that we have looked at as we've had conversations, but this is the new pay scale. So on one side, it's the annual, and then the next side is the hourly
is
rates.
this just for the sheriff's office?
No, this is not the sheriff's
This is-
office. This is the general pay plan, so.
us for our budget, sorry.
And also the sheriff's non-sworn.
Non-sworn, correct.
Does this rat hole us on our budget planning?
What do you mean?
Does this make sure that is this what when we do our budget here in a few weeks, this kind of says this is what we're going off, right?
And this is.
So
the
this kind of rat
implementation
holes us in there. This is it.
Yes, for the general, yeah,
Yes.
so I'll update before we have our budget hearing started. I will update all of the salaries for everyone in the county based on this implementation plan.
Yes, so the plan is, so if this is officially approved today, then what I would like to do is send out to the department head or elected official, here are all of your employees and here is their new grade based on this market. And then that will be put in for their budget hearings, so they'll know exactly where their people fall. Cause they're, and then the next part of this is with the option, Baker Tilly gave the three options, as you are aware, option 1, 2, and 3. Option 2, is the greater of minimum or 2%. And, I want your final approval on that. I know we've talked about that in the past as well, if that's the option that we're going with for the general pay plan.
So option 2 is 2.5% or 2%.
So it's the greater of minimum or 2%. So there are some positions who, they will fall below the minimum of this new pay scale. So those will be moved up to the
Alright.
minimum. If
Okay.
they're above it, then they would get a
So
2%.
that's the number of individuals.
Okay, all right.
Only 6 that are above, that's not bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
good
not
place to
bad.
be and
Mhm.
500 within, that's good.
So
Where do
those,
those 6 reside? Just off the top of your head,
I think they reside in different areas of the county.
not all in the sheriff's office.
I think they're all scattered. They're
Okay.
just certain positions, people that have been here a long time.
Okay,
So as you can see on this, there's 175 employees that are going to be below the new minimum of their grade.
yeah,
And then the rest are within range, and so those within range will receive the 2% good adjustment. The others will be brought up to the new minimum. That's the option 2 that we talked about, and that's what I'm looking for final approval on, which is what.
So these new pay ranges, we can give approval, but I feel like these should be approved on a consent item. And it's gonna be basically implemented as county policy, isn't it? I don't know, am I off here?
yeah, it is, it'd
If
basically
this
be a
becomes-
policy or
Part of our policy.
yeah, part of, this is it. Chiseled in stone
Okay,
on
yeah,
this.
yeah,
I don't see that it hurts anything to do that. And,
We'd be
Yeah.
adopting the general pay grades.
yeah,
yeah, on a consent item, yeah,
So we can do that next week.
yeah. I can put that on the commission agenda.
And so you didn't do that with the sheriff's? New pay scale? Did you want to
Did
include
know
both
we,
of them?
yeah, we didn't, so I think we want to. I think we want to memorialize that.
I'm okay with that.
so we'd have to add the sheriff to this.
We would
Well,
have to add their new
I
pay
think you wanna
scale.
do separate because, so the sheriff's pay plan was already implemented and was effective as of
Mhm.
August 30th.
Our paycheck.
The general county pay plan won't be implemented until 2026.
Right.
So I think you'd wanna do them separate.
But we
Would
haven't,
we want to wait on this one?
I think you could do it
Or
now,
just
or
adopt it to be implemented 2026?
I think we.
I just feel like we want to have that
But if we adopted, I know we've
implemented. Uh-huh.
implemented the study or for the sheriff, but did we ever adopt it in a
don't
commission?
think so.
I just,
We didn't,
Yeah.
I did not put it on any
I don't
commission.
know, I don't
it
think it
can't hurt.
hurts.
I mean,
Yeah,
there'll be some people that'll call, but that's okay. They already called.
That's all, that part's already on the website, correct?
Uh-huh,
Yeah, so it's already
Yeah,
out
I-
there. I just feel like,
I
I
think
don't
you're-
know.
just maybe, I don't know if ratify is the word, but you're just making it official.
well, and also we're being
Yeah.
transparent. I got no problem with this.
You're adopting the pay plan.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That-
Yeah, let's do both of them next week.
Okay, and we will have pay policies.
Yeah, that'll
That
be
go
separate.
along with that. Do you wanna wait until the pay policy is complete, or do you want me to put these on there and then we'll do the pay policy when it's complete?
I'd rather do these now since
Okay.
they're done, and especially since one's been implemented.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to get it out there, so.
And they will, I believe they'll function separately in the future. We have a policy that will kind of give the direction that we want to go as a commission in the future. And that shouldn't really change too much, but the pay plans may, right? Especially in law enforcement where that's more volatile, and if we adjust that in one way or the other, we can do that separate.
Yeah.
So I think we want to keep them separate. Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
Makes sense.
Anything else then?
Do other counties post their pay scales on their websites or make
A
it?
lot of them do, not all of them.
So it's not unusual that they would, okay.
I mean, I could ask any of them and get it. Some of them it's online, some of it it's not, but it is.
Well, I like the transparent, I mean,
Yeah, I think
It's general.
if anybody have any question, hey, go to our website, you can see what we do and our employees know about it.
And we've sent that website to the employees, it's been
Oh,
shared, it'll be
yeah.
shared because of the pay study, so we might as well have the information there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
I
so, okay,
I will put those on there, and then what about the implementation?
Is there any danger in doing that too?
what,
Implementation on there?
the implementation date?
No,
These,
this scenario, the option.
Oh. I don't have any issue, that, Stephanie, that falls within the 1 million, right, that we've been talking about? As we've been talking about ongoing funds, it's 2 million for sworn and 1 million for the remainder.
I think we were talking about 1.5. It was 2 and 1.5.
Okay,
yeah.
3.5, and, I have done a rough draft, and that fell within there.
Okay.
With the actual numbers, I haven't plugged them in yet.
I mean, this one says 1.2,
Mm-hmm.
so.
As long as it's, I'm okay with the implementation. Of that scenario
Of
too,
option
because
two.
that's what we've,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've all decided on that in
Yeah.
our other meetings, so.
that's fair.
I just want to be able to get to the department heads and elected officials where their employees fall and what that market adjustment is. So I want your approval before I start sending it out to them.
You think there's gonna be any? Something coming out of left field?
Pay cost wise?
No, just some of our leaders or other elected officials. Do you think there are gonna be any? Hey, what about this or any unforeseen problems?
I don't think so. I mean, I've already met with the department head or elected official as we've looked at where the positions fall in the new pay scale. And so we've already kind of talked about where they fall, so where we haven't given them actual employee names. We've had those conversations, so I'm gonna say I'm not expecting, but I also wasn't expecting other things to happen, so I don't know.
Do you think we'll see, I'm not sure they'll argue about the pay scale for each of the levels. But do you expect when they come to budget, they'll, excuse me, say, this person really belongs in an upper category, not here?
I
That's-
expect there will be a couple.
That's what I see happening, more than anything is.
Haven't you
well,
addressed most of those?
We've addressed most of them, but
Okay.
I still expect that there will be a couple.
Yeah,
That
okay.
will come and say, hey, I think this person should really be I don't know, a business office manager too. And right now they're a lead office specialist. I expect those types of things
That's-
still to happen, yes.
that's what I see happening,
Mm-hmm.
so, which, okay, it is what it is.
So,
Okay.
and I think we just need to, as they come, look at them and evaluate if that's really,
And they may be right, they may be wrong.
Right.
yeah,
Need to look at it.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, is that all you need from us on that one?
Yes,
Okay, we're moving right along and we still have the same group here. Look at us. It's our lucky day. Discussion regarding medical rates for 2026. Maybe not so
Yes.
lucky.
okay, I emailed, I have hard copies here, but I did email this to all of you.
Yes, I got that. Yeah, I saw it.
And this is oh, let me give you this just so that we can have.
This is a summary sheet.
So it's, well, I'll show you what that is in just a minute. It's kind of a summary. So,
Whoa, whoa,
okay,
whoa.
if you will go to page 6 and 7 on this is the renewal document. So page 6 is the current plan, medical plan and current rates. And,
Current rates.
yes, page 6 is the current rates
Yep,
currently.
got it.
Select Health originally came back and said, that the increase would be 8.9%. And, so I had GBS go back to them and say, well, I want a, no bid offer of 5%. So,
What does that mean? No bid off?
that means, we won't put it out to bid if you can lower
Oh.
your rate to 5%.
You can do that, according to Jason?
Well, I asked.
Yeah.
I mean.
I
if
never
they'll
heard of
do
that. I never heard of that.
is a different story, but I asked them to do that. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common.
And you
So,
can do that?
yeah, you
That's
can
what I'm
ask.
asking.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
can
didn't know
ask.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
did, but.
they came back and so here's a
What?
different scenario.
Called the counter offer.
Yes, it is called a counter offer. So on page 8, you will see their first counter offer, which was no changes, and they went down to 7.40%. Their second counter offer, and I'll give you my opinion in just a minute, is on page 9.
So they keep coming.
And
Keep dropping.
it went down to 6.90%. Now this changes the plan a little bit. So right now we have 2 plans. There's a med plan and a value plan. This 6.9 combines them into one. It's called the preference network. So this is relatively new for Select Health. What that means is it's still the same hospitals, still the same facilities in Select Health and on the med and value plans, but the provider has to bill at the lower rate. So it's on the provider side. Most of them are on both plans. And if an employee is enrolled on the med plan, the provider bills at the med rate. If they're on the value, same thing. This preference plan changes that so that the provider has to bill at the value rate, the lower rate. And because because of the number of people that we have on the value plan and the med plan, they felt like they could take the premium down to 6.9%.
But that doesn't affect the employees. That affects the providers.
It affects the providers. It does not affect the employees. So the employees go to their
Same
their
deal.
same providers that they go to now. And if the provider is only on the med, then the provider would bill the med. But if they're on both, then they are required to bill
But
the lower.
technically, I guess that would actually create a scenario where those that are on the med plan that are maybe paying a higher rate would actually now be paying a lower rate if they're paying the deductible.
Yeah, so they
So
could
it could
actually
be
see
both.
less out of pocket because now they're billed at the value rate, and so.
Yeah.
The provider's basically probably just doing a little bit more, a bigger write-off. With this network, so that is the preference network, so that's where we get to the 6.9%. Then you'll see on this is kind of a rough draft, hard to read, but in order to get to a 5%, we would have to increase deductibles or out-of-pocket maximum. So you'll see right here in this lower right-hand corner, there's no highlights. That's our current deductibles for our traditional plan and then our out-of-pocket maximum. So I just highlighted for you to see, to get below 5%, the deductible would have to increase on the traditional, out of pocket would have to increase, and then also with your high deductible health plan. So to get below that, we would have to change the deductibles and out of pocket maximum.
To get below 6.9.
To get this 4.45% increase, we would have to we would have to increase the deductibles and out-of-pocket maximum. And then there's one that's, 5.06. This keeps the deductible for the traditional the same, the out-of-pocket goes up, high deductible, both deductibles and out-of-pocket go up. So you could see they kind of messed with the out-of-pocket and deductible amounts to get closer to that 5%. Now, Stephanie and I did some calculations, and the increase of 6.9% will be less out of pocket for the employee than changing a deductible or out of pocket maximum. Because it's a couple dollars increase on their paycheck versus, when you look at this, let's say this first one, the out of pocket maximum goes to $12,000. So that's $2,000 more that they're gonna have to come up with.
Versus $52, right?
Versus just a couple
Yeah, I
dollars.
think the one that we figured was right around the 5%, and it was going to be maybe $120 a year in premiums additional versus an extra $1,000 or $2,000 in,
In
and
their deductible.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it makes sense, I think, to me, to leave our deductibles alone. Maybe just get just a slightly larger increase on our,
I feel good about that.
Out of pocket, so you'd go with the more out of pocket.
no, I would go, the higher
Higher premium.
premium over the higher deductible.
Oh, I'm with you.
Is gonna be roughly, what, $100
Maybe $100 a
a
year.
year, but if
Got
they're,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
if their out of pocket goes up $2,000, that's a big difference.
That's a big difference, yeah. So going with the 6.9% is the better option for the employees.
So are you going out to bid?
I have not, no, unless we say this 6.9% is not the 5, and we're not willing to change our deductibles or out of pocket
get
maximum. Then to get to 5, then we would take it out to bid.
But I don't think there's a guarantee that we would have anybody come back.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was just
I mean,
curious.
2 years ago, 0,
Right,
everybody denied. And then last year, we had one that was even a viable option.
and I
So-
think it was actually cheaper, right? But we chose to stick with the one we had just for the
Yeah,
continuity of care, really.
there was still an increase last year, so they still would have seen an increase in their premiums. It was just a little bit less than what Select Health was coming in. But the cost of having to switch your
Mhm.
providers, your hospitals,
Yeah.
didn't feel like the cost of the switch was.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that the other plans would come in below the 6.9. I
Right,
think
sure.
the 6.9 is probably a pretty good rate from what I hear other counties are receiving right now, but.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get it below 6.9. I mean, with the market now, yeah. I think you're pretty safe with that,
yeah, we good, okay.
so
Okay,
I'm good.
okay, 6.9, okay.
Alrighty.
So then if you will turn to page 13.
13.
13. One of you probably has the one that has my notes on it. So the dental that came in, so we're currently with MetLife, and they basically priced us out of renewing with them.
Wow.
So they came in
Really?
with a 48.98% increase, so 50% increase basically.
Wow.
So I don't think that's an acceptable amount, so we did automatically put that out to bid. And if you will turn to page 16. The options that came in are the Delta Dental options that came in at the lowest rate, and these are still comparable plans, so the deductible stays the same. And the Delta Dental, the first one, it's the PPO program A, that's the 27.67%. That is the better network, so they
Mhm.
employees would have more dentists on this plan than the others.
Then the other Delta plans, how does
Then
it
the other
compare
Delta
to
plans.
MetLife? Do you know, like, what that provides?
Well,
looks
they
like?
say it should be comparable. They say the network, it should be comparable, but with the dental network, say it's not quite the same as like medical. And so even though they say it's the same, there still could be plenty of dentists that are not on this Delta Dental plan that are on MetLife. So
Okay.
there is, even though they say the network is comparable, there
Could be some.
there could be some, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The other option with
Wow.
the Delta, if you look on column 3, there is one that says suggested rates not provided. And that is, if we were to switch over to a fully self-funded plan. That would put a little bit of stability to our dental, because I feel like every couple years we're having to switch dental. It's common for dental plans to come in and bid really low, get your business for 2 years or so, and then price themselves out. So we have to go out. To do a self-funded plan puts a little stability in that, because you can keep the surplus. So the county keeps the surplus, and then you can then apply that surplus to the next year if premiums go up a little bit, or if you want to make your plan richer. So there is obviously a little bit of risk on the first year, because you're not quite sure how the plan is
Mhm.
going to play out, but so that is an option if
Could
we
you
want.
give every employee a tube of toothpaste and?
It's not, yeah,
No.
it's not as risky as medical, which I guess is why we're
Right,
talking
mhm.
about it, and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that.
Yeah.
option.
So, I mean, the annual maximum on dental is 3,000, so per person, so that's the max, you would have per person.
The
Um,
payout,
mhm. If you were to
how
do
would we run
self-funded.
that? If we chose to go down that road, how would that be?
So,
Would you do it? Would
No,
her
we
office do it?
still, so right now, we just pay a monthly bill to MetLife. This would be still just paying a monthly bill to
To
Delta
someone who's-
Dental, but we would just be paying,
Oh,
all of it.
gotcha, they would
They would
administer it.
yes, they would.
I was like,
still-
are we gonna have to get-
I
yeah.
said the same thing. I
Like,
know.
we're gonna have to administer a dental plan? Who does
Well, the
that?
bills go to
Yeah.
Delta Dental,
Delta
and then they
Dental
just
does it.
invoice us for,
they invoice.
yeah, I don't think we wanna hire 3 more people to run
I
it.
was like, wait a minute,
So
who's got time on their hands?
Yeah.
they do basically 2 bills, so there is a $6 administration fee, that's $6 per member per month. That gets paid to Delta Dental, and then the claims that come in through Delta Dental, we pay 100% of those claims.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if the claims come in, and so, for example, like we're taking a little bit out of employees, and then the county pays, so the county basically pays into this, bank, right? And then we pay the claims out of that same bank. And then if there's a surplus at the end of the year,
just stays there.
then we keep that surplus. So that's how a self-funded plan works. If we were to move to that, the rates would be slightly higher than this 27.67%, because GBS would wanna, make sure that we've kind of
Little cushion.
padded it a little bit the first year, so they would probably be closer to 34%, a 34% increase if we were to do the self-funded.
But then if we got to the end of the year and found out that we had excess, we could lower that, right? We could.
Or you could you build a pool,
Or
you
build a
build
pool, you know what I mean? Like-
Self-insured, yeah.
self-insured.
So basically, you'd be looking about a 6% increase over these rates right here that you're showing, is that correct?
Yes.
Plus or minus?
You remember we had that one though, when we were insured, the insurance company came in and said, look, we have insurance for mega cases. Mega when they're huge like that. employee that had the $900,000 or 90,000 a
Mhm.
dose or whatever it is. So is there a possibility that dental could do that too, so it could wipe us out?
That we don't need that necessarily because there's an annual maximum of only $3,000. So medical is different, where the maximum, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
a lifetime maximum, it's million or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
Where dental, it's just capped at 3,000 a person, and anything over that is the
Is their
responsibility
responsibility.
of the
Employee.
employee.
Yeah.
I do wanna think about it.
I like self-insurance, the concept of self-insurance I like, and you could, in fact, I would be okay if we had a medical clinic here for employees for sniffles and even like broken arms or stitches or things like that.
There's a company out there that's offered that in the past, remember? We met with them at a UAC meeting. Actually, yeah, I
So
like
we're our
that.
own provider even, you know what I mean?
Well, these companies aren't staying in business because they're losing money.
No way.
So that tells you, I think, so,
I think if we, by the
especially
way,
if there's a limit of 3,000, I don't think there's a lot of risk there.
I wouldn't mind starting with the self-insurance, that idea. But I'm also would say, hey, look,
we could go to a WACOG and say, we're moving to this kind of a program for our people, and I think you'd get over time, you'd get an Ogden City or a Harrisville or a Merritt, just say, we're gonna be our own insurance our own provider. Cause it's health insurance, we've gotta do something else. It's
Mhm.
costing us a fortune.
Some talk about that, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe even
Consolidating.
15.
In the county.
Having a clinic of some type and
Mhm.
maybe partnering with Ogden City. Or at the time, that's who was in the discussion, and it just kind of went away. I don't know what
I-
the discussion went.
I know Lifetime Products did it. They built their own medical clinic out there with tables and places where people could come all the time. They saved, they saved like 60%.
Cause they hired the providers.
They hired, so the doctor and the nurses
Yeah.
or the NPs would work for us.
I actually like that idea, and then as long as, taking the USIP model, as long as we have co-insurance, the thing we wouldn't wanna do is if we get into that $1 million claim.
Yeah.
Right.
But we can buy that high risk insurance is because of the number of cases gets fairly this way you're taking that risk and you're spreading it across everybody. That way you limit the demographics to a very small group, so the cost isn't as high.
And you still have things like cancers and heart
Yeah.
attacks and strokes and things like that.
It's
still
like
go.
clinic visits.
Yeah, that's not a clinic. I mean, you still have those kind of things, but the smaller things that aren't as critical can
Yeah,
cost a lot of money for those things.
yeah.
You have to have our answer today on the dental? Are we ready to give an answer
I am.
say that again.
on the dental?
I'm good with going self-insured. With that 3,000, I think yeah,
I do know that there are a couple counties who moved to dental self funded, and they've been really successful.
No,
They've stabilized
Yeah,
the medical or the dental so that every 2 years they're not, it takes about 2 to 3 years to build up a good surplus to help, with the premiums or the plan design, but
couple years you reduce the dental to, such a good rate that people are going, wow,
and the employees don't have to bounce around every 2 years.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I think that's.
I like
we'll do that.
Okay, so the self-funded dental.
So do you come up with the actual percentage, because they have here suggested rates not provided, so do you work with GBS? to
Yeah,
do
so I
that?
work with GBS to do that, to come up with the actual, like I said, they told me it would probably be around a 34% is what they would start the rate in the self-funded for the
Cause
dental.
they wanna make sure we have a little reserve at the end.
Mhm.
Yeah, which
I like it.
makes sense. Yeah,
I think you bring it out. You laughed at me, but I'm gonna tell you again, when you announce this to everybody, you hand them a toothbrush and a tube of toothpaste and say, it's a bonus. Brush your teeth.
There you go.
I'll say, that's not the kind of toothbrush I use.
Probably get donations for those toothbrushes
Yeah.
and toothpaste.
I don't get it.
Okay,
Okay,
What
so
else?
what else? So we've got the vision. So vision we also have with MetLife. And we've had some struggles with MetLife and the billing and that there is 0% increase, but if we're going to switch the medical, then the recommendation, we're on page 18, by the way, is to move to another vision that there's 0% increase. And I think the one of choice is Guardian. So 0% increase, so it would cost the same. This is employee paid. The county
Yeah.
doesn't pay this. But, you know, there's been some issues with the MetLife billing and people getting cards and saying they're not enrolled when they are enrolled. So if we're gonna switch, then my recommendation is to switch and go with Guardian.
I'm okay with that recommendation.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and then one, last, if you go to page 20. Well, I guess just to kind of point out a couple things like 27, 29, the amount that the county pays for like our flex spending, health reimbursement, employee assistance program, those costs are not changing. So
Okay.
those are staying the same. And then the last one is page. No, I don't see a page number on this one. It's gonna be 33. It looks like it's the accident plan renewal proposal. So this is some of the supplemental plans. And right now, we currently have the standard. And we took this out to bid. And Voya came in with lower rates for the employees and better benefit. So if somebody, for example, enrolls on the accident plan, now this is 100% employee paid. And if they go to the emergency room, for example, under the standard, they could get a reimbursement of $150. Under Voya, they can get a reimbursement of $300.
Huh.
And then you'll see the proposed amounts are less to go on the Voya plan. For another example, fractures is about the same. You've got a wellness benefit, it's about the same. X-rays is different, so under the standard, if somebody was to go into the hospital and submit their claim to the standard, they would get reimbursed $50. Voya would reimburse $75. So there's just a little added benefits for those who want to have that extra coverage. They also have a hospital indemnity plan under Voya. So one thing on this is if you, for example, are admitted to the hospital, let's say you're having a child, baby, and you sign up for this hospital indemnity plan. You can submit that hospital stay and get reimbursed for $1,500. And then if you add your child onto the plan within 30 days of being born, then you would also get $1,500 for your child, which then gets you close to paying the deductible. So if you enroll on a hospital indemnity plan, you know, you can get paid out. It's a little bit more than what the standard does. And so I would like to change the supplemental to Voya. So a little bit cheaper if the employee chooses to enroll on that and a little better.
This is just an option.
It's just an
I can
option.
save money, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, why not?
You okay with that?
Pays their deductible, really,
Yes. Mhm.
or close
Yep,
to it.
yep. I mean, they're paying, you know, they're paying a premium
Right.
every month taken
Yeah.
out of their paycheck. But yeah, it helps with that. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to pay, you know, out of your paycheck into this insurance plan. And then if you submit it, that's the hardest thing is submitting the claim. But if you submit that, then you get,
Wow,
you just get a lump sum, you just
Right.
get that money,
a
so.
lot there.
Okay,
Okay, and then last one, sorry, this is the last page. This would be a new, something if we wanted to consider or not. And this is, again, supplemental, so this would be paid 100% by the employee. But it's a legal and theft plan insurance, so, if somebody was to enroll, so there's two different options, the Select and the Select Plus. And if they, enrolled on this plan, then they could get help with certain things. So, maybe they need a living will. And they could use this, they would help review and prepare a living will. They do help with financial matters like bankruptcy, debt collection. They do help a little bit with some family law. So if they, are needing to talk to an attorney about divorce or custody matters or something, and they can't afford an attorney themselves, if they've enrolled on this plan, then they can get some of that legal, help as part of this insurance plan.
Would we
So
choose Select or Select Plus, or is it just Legal Shield that we'd be choosing?
we would choose which one,
Eh.
so Select or Select Plus, Select
They don't
Plus.
choose that. The employee.
Yeah.
Is that a pay period on all those rates?
This is monthly rates, so
I'd like to offer it to him. It doesn't cost the county anything, and we
It-
might have employees who would like it.
correct.
Okay.
They use local attorneys, or do you know?
I think they use local.
Do they?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's an option, why not?
I'm okay with it. Which plan? It doesn't matter to me.
I think people would jump on that.
I mean, I think if we're gonna do it, I mean, personally, I think some of the ones under the Select Plus, such as the divorce, the custody matters, things like that, are probably would be utilized more prevalently than others. If prevalently is a
Mhm.
word.
I'm okay with Select Plus. I'm good with that.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do it.
Okay,
yeah, for
We'll see how
$4 a
it's
month.
used. You never know.
yeah, and if,
Maybe nobody will, maybe we'll have a lot.
if nobody enrolls, then maybe we don't offer
don't
it
offer
next
it.
year's.
Solid maybe.
Yep.
Doesn't cost us, so.
And then I have one other question for you. So right now, all of our premiums are taken out in the 24 paychecks, and we have 26 pay periods. So I would like to recommend that we take all of the medical premiums out 26 pay periods. That will actually reduce the amount that's coming out of the paycheck a little bit, because it's spread out over 2 additional pay periods. And I just think it helps with the everyday, living of, what's coming out of their paycheck.
I know
So,
we talked about this, but I actually, kind of thought about it a little bit. And I do have a few concerns on how that reconciliation will work. We'll have employees that are starting or leaving that then will be behind because of the 2 additional pay periods. I mean, the lower monthly premium, and completing that monthly reconciliation in our office will be quite a bit more challenging with 26 pay periods over 24. So
How is it done now? Are 2 of them just not?
Yeah, you just get a big,
with the two months, we have 3 pay periods, everyone's paychecks just go up.
Gotcha.
That
you just get a little more.
Go up a little bit, but
yeah.
If it's gonna cause an issue with you,
Yeah,
then I don't think we wanna do that.
It has to be neutral.
So it's something we can look at. I think, Lori spends quite a bit of time reconciling those, standard accounts in the MetLife. So I might push back a little bit on that.
Okay,
no, it's good to
That's
know.
okay.
yeah, if we can sit down and look at that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
if we feel like it would be,
If it's something that's easier than I'm thinking of, I know I reached out to Ogden to see what they do. They spread theirs over 26. So I can talk to them and see what kind of problems they see with doing that, or if they have any issues, but we'll talk.
yeah, okay, cause I do think that there are a few more that are starting to pay it out into 26
Mhm.
pay periods. So, instead of the
Okay.
24, just to help with the,
Yeah,
You know,
continuity of that,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, as long as if,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Let's
don't wanna
not create
get
another
stuck split
problem,
thing,
yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure,
okay, yeah, we'll talk and then, I'll let you know.
okay.
We'll go from there. Hey, that's all I have.
All right, thanks, you guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
From the sounds of it, our next group is out there.
What group do we have now?
We have should be a short change order, storm drain change order.
Oh.
There
Oh,
you go, Harv.
change order.
Right up your alley.
Well, I'm gonna say something kind of loud when you open that door.
Thanks for the warning.
What do you mean we have another change order? I can't believe that.
I don't think.
One more time.
They're not even
One
listening.
more time, as though I got a health board meeting at 4.
They're not listening to you, Harv.
Health board meeting, we gotta
Yeah,
wrap this up.
Gary, I need to meet with you.
Uh-oh, that sounds like a loaded response, Art.
I'm also representing legal, I'm representing Portland, Portland.
This is Jason Horn Esquire.
Yes, JH.
Right here.
We, nice beard. Oh, so somebody's got into it. Into it QuickBooks.
I can take it, Gary.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner, appreciate it. I brought one more, I brought this in case you guys wanna see it, this is.
Are these the people that are doing? The continuation of 4,400?
No.
Hold on, let me announce it
Sorry.
first.
Oh, sorry, hold on, Harv. Right into it.
I am in a hurry, but not that big of a hurry. Item 6, discussion regarding Station 62 storm drain change order. Gary Myers, Sean Wilkinson, Stephanie Ebert, Jason Horn.
All right.
Now we're ready for the questions.
Commissioners, if I could just maybe introduce this just for a second. Earlier this spring, we came to you in a kind of a cooperative meeting with Brett Clark from Fire Station. He wasn't able to be here by the way, because they had a meeting with Congressman Moore's office today. So that, I know, these guys. So at your direction, you're able to gather some money to help us. We just recently finished a storm drain project to the Eden Acres subdivision that ties into the arm of the North Fork of the Ogden River there, below Old Town Eden. So this project tied into that, and it ran an extension to the east to Station 62, the fire station up there. The intent of the project was to create good positive drainage for that fire station, because in the wintertime, all they historically have had is a sump. And so what happens is, as the snow comes down and melts, you basically get this frozen lake in front of right where the fire stations need to leave the fire state, their fire trucks need to leave at high speeds. Wasn't real great. So we have been in the process of doing this extension. In the process, or in the timeline of when we bid this project to this summer, there were multiple utilities installed, one of them being a power line that was dug right smack in the middle of where our flow line of the pipe needs to go. They ended up not hitting it. It wasn't marked. However, they did not hit it, and thankfully they did not, because if they had hit it, it would have taken out power from basically Old Town Eden all the way to the Cache County line up in the valley. So we've been able to get with them. They're moving that as recently as Wednesday. Rocky Mountain Power is a little bit slow to motivate or to mobilize and get out there and get things moved, but they will be moved by the end of this week, which will give our contractor a chance to go out and finish the work. That is what necessitated the change order. He's had to leave his plates on site for really since the end of July, almost the entire month of August and September. So he's asking for some help to cover the costs of those materials he had to leave on site. Traffic control, steel plates, demobilization and remobilization back on site. Just to give you an idea, the original contract value was almost $88,000, just shy of $88,000. The amount he's asked for is $12,657.50. So I'm looking for your agreeance for this change order to go ahead and finish this construction of the line to provide that drainage. Questions?
Stephanie, I'm gonna go to you before we have questions.
I'm not aware of, so I don't know where this is even coming from.
Yeah. I would have to go back and look at our notes, Steph, to see where Scott Park pulled this money from. I wanna say it. Might be speaking out of turn, but I wanna say it was the general fund, but I could be off on that. But I'd wanna go back and check with you real quickly.
I think I have seen it in there.
So it was more for a public safety perspective. This project, that's 100% what it was public safety. So, but yes.
If not, it may be the contingency that we have in municipal services.
Okay.
So,
Commissioners?
What was our original appropriation? Was it the 87,000?
it was, yep, 87,000. So this change order of 12,000 is about 14% of the original contract value.
Well, as much as I dislike change orders, I know Sean, and he does a good job, I think, and that's kind of a tight location.
Oh my gosh.
I've been through it a couple times and
We had to make lots of adjustments, Commissioner, to squeeze around water lines, power poles, you name it, yeah.
you know, I'm not gonna question it.
Okay.
I question the going through it without knowing about the Rocky Mountain power line, but
So.
I think Rocky Mountain, if I had my way, I'd go back and say, Rocky, you helped pay for this. But that's just me. I'm okay with it.
Commissioner Harvey?
Have you talked to Rocky Mountain Power?
Oh, many times, many times. They admit that their line was in conflict and, it was, this was part of the project where they've been taking a lot of power underground due to the mitigation.
Handed this bill to them and say, we need you to pay that?
I have not.
You
I have
haven't?
not. No,
I wouldn't give up, quite frankly, I wouldn't give up on that.
Okay.
I mean, if this was reversed and one of our
They come to us.
contractors or one of our staff had hit a Rocky Mountain power line,
Mhm.
they wouldn't
They
be,
don't.
they wouldn't be treating us nice.
Yeah.
They'd send us the bill.
I would be more than happy to
So-
go back to them.
Unless it was our responsibility to know that line was there and we didn't discover it. But from what I'm hearing, that wasn't the case.
It wasn't installed at the beginning of
Okay,
when we
well,
started bidding this.
so I'm okay with this, but I would sure recommend that we go back and tell Rocky, hey, that 12,000 should come out of your pocket.
Okay.
Will you do that, Gary, and then just give us an update on what the answer is?
For sure, I will. Yeah,
I'll answer.
Okay,
happy to.
there you go.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank-
you.
Any other questions on this? If they're, I guess either way, or if they're not willing to participate, are we okay to move forward with this change order?
Yeah, I don't wanna hold Sean up. I mean, it's not
Okay.
his problem, it's
Okay.
ours.
All right, okay, I'll talk to him and I'll.
But you start with, you know how, when you send us a bill because this and this and this happens, and they'll say, yeah, just,
Start with that.
yeah, start with that, just say,
Let's refresh
here you
something in
go.
your memory.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay,
If it was our money, I'd want that, my
Absolutely.
money.
Yeah, fair's fair.
Yes,
all right, thank you.
thanks, you guys, appreciate it.
Item 7, commissioners. This is you.
Almost
Motion
to
to adjourn.
adjourn. Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Aye, we are adjourned.